If we start by reading this image from top to bottom, the first thing we see is the name Will Smith, who's obviously a famous actor. This straight away tells the audience that Will Smith is going to be starring in the film and therefore draws the audience's attention. As we move further down the image, we are then met by Will Smith playing his role in the film. This therefore confirms that he is in fact starring in the film and again leads the audience to continue reading the poster. Not only this, but the way Will Smith is positioned in this image is also very clever. Mezeris says that a low angle with a frontal view and a direct gaze may be interpreted as overbearing, intimidating or menacing. This conveys the idea that Will Smith may play a menacing character within the film. This idea can be reinforced by the iconography of the gun on his back, which adds to this description. If we read this image from left to right, we see what looks to be the Empire State Building in the background. This sets the scene and conveys where the film is set. However, in this image it looks like it's been destroyed or damaged by something, which gives us an insight into the film. We then see a biohazard symbol which usually signifies infected animals. This conveys the idea that the film may be about some sort of mutated species or aliens, and therefore gives us an idea into the type of genre the film may be. Not only this, but Kress and Van Leeuwen say that elements positioned on the left are presented as given, and then elements positioned on the right are presented as new. Therefore, in terms of this image, this means that the viewer understands the symbols on the buildings and can depict that the building in the background is the Empire State Building. However, Will Smith's character is not yet fully understood and is therefore presented as new. If we look at how the word legend is presented, the style of the font conveys the idea of strength and power. And the fact that it's the largest of the words conveys the idea that Will Smith's character may play a heroic role in the film. Not only this, but the letter I is positioned at the top of the pyramid, which connotes that Will Smith's character is likely to play a lone part. In addition to this, the tagline, "The last man on earth is not alone," also conveys that the film is likely to be a horror or thriller. The fact that the tagline is made small also adds to the mystery and adds tension. Will Smith's character in this image also fits in with gender stereotypes, as his character is wearing a leather jacket which connotes masculinity and strength, and the fact that he's carrying a gun adds to this as well. If we come back to my previous point of how cleverly his character is positioned, this also fits in with gender stereotypes, as he's conveyed as strong and intimidating. Lighting is also used very cleverly in this image, as the light behind Will Smith's character makes it look as if he's been sent from God to complete a task or to save humanity. This once again reinforces the idea of Will Smith's character being heroic, which links to my previous point of his character conveying the male stereotype. In this image we also see an overturned car and what looks to be plants growing on the streets. This conveys the idea that the city is abandoned and that Will Smith may be a lone survivor of some sort of apocalypse. This is reinforced by the yellow-looking mist in the background that gives off a post-apocalyptic look to the image. This dingy yellow colour usually signifies illness or caution, which once again leads us to believe that the film is about some sort of infected species. In the background of the image we can see a deer. Deer are said to represent instinctual energy, independence and regeneration. This gives us an insight into the type of character Will Smith may play or how the film will pan out. The image is taken at a long shot and Will Smith has a far social distance. This allows the audience to focus on both Will Smith and the background, which in turn helps give context to the shot and describes the genre and setting of the film.